you're here. Yeah, we're so glad you're here. Oh, we're so glad to be together in unity.
A little boy once prayed, "Dear God, please make me a miracle worker like Jesus, but maybe start small. I don't need to walk on water. I'd just like to walk across our kitchen without stepping on Legos." Yeah. You know, if Hollywood were in charge and was the director of the story of our spiritual lives, miracles would be, well, they'd be a lot more dramatic, wouldn't they? Yeah, they'd have parting seas, probably burning bushes, and instant miraculous healings would be accompanied by brilliant flashing light and, of course, a really awesome soundtrack. We tend to think of miracles that way, as huge supernatural events that break the laws of physics. And because we're waiting for the special effects, we can completely miss the miracles that are happening all around us every single day, all the time. We end up praying for a burning bush while ignoring the fact that the entire forest is whispering God's name. The poet Mary Oliver understood this. She didn't look for parting seas, she looked at a grasshopper. And in her poem, The Summer Day, she wrote this: "Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? The grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day long. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" That, my friends, is not just beautiful poetry. It is a spiritual instruction manual. And we're going to come back to that last thought of hers. Tell me what it is you plan to do with your one wild and precious life in a little while. So it's what we call developing a miracle-mindedness. It's not about changing what's happening. It's about changing how we see what's happening. So let's redefine our term. The word miracle comes from the Latin miraculum, meaning an object of wonder. An object of wonder. Not an object of magic. Not an object that breaks universal law. An object of wonder. So a miracle then is any event that inspires a sense of awe and reverence in us. It's anything that reminds us of the profound, intelligent, and loving presence that is the source of all life. A Course in Miracles puts it this way with stunning clarity. Miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. Miracles are natural. When they do not occur, something has gone wrong. This is telling us that miracles are not supernatural. They are, in fact, natural. The natural expression of our right mind. And what is that right mind? Well, Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, defined it like this: the only miracle there is the miracle of right thinking from the Christ mind. So a miracle then is a shift in perception from fear to love, from separation to oneness. It's seen through the eyes of the Christ within. When we define it that way, miracles aren't rare. They're constant. We're just not always paying attention and noticing them. So let's start with this. What is this? A glass of water. I would like 3 volunteers. Come on up, 3 volunteers. Pick up a glass of water. Confirm that that is indeed water in your cup.
Yes, that's water. There you go.
And take a drink.
Cheers.
All right, and you can take that back to your seat.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Good job. Wow. Wonderful. Simple, ordinary. We don't think twice about it. We turn a handle and the water flows from a faucet, clean and safe, into our glass. We are among a tiny fraction of humans in history for whom that is true. May I have 3 different volunteers? Oh, come on. Take a glass, confirm that it is indeed water. All right, don't drink yet. Don't drink yet. We're going to look deeper. 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom, H2O, water. The only substance on Earth that naturally exists in 3 states, solid, liquid, and gas. It expands when it freezes, which is why ice floats, which is why life survived ice ages. Without that one strange property, life as we know it wouldn't exist. This water has been here since the beginning. The same water that quenched the thirst of dinosaurs, that flowed down the Nile past the pyramids, that made up the rain that fell on Jesus' head. It has been evaporated, purified in the clouds, and fallen as rain countless times in an endless, perfect cycle that sustains all life. You are about to drink a molecule of water that was once part of the deep blue sea, part of a majestic glacier, and part of the breath of an ancient redwood tree. You are drinking the planet itself. You are connecting to all of life. I invite you to take a drink. And you may return to your seat. They got the story. So how do you think that the experience might have differed for each of those 2 groups? Thoughts? Sacredness. Gratitude. Presence. I could see it and feel it when they were up here. There was definitely an awareness of what they were getting ready to ingest, right? That is a miracle. It's an object of wonder. We just happen to call it tap water. So this idea of shifting our perception to see miracles isn't new. In fact, the scriptures are filled with stories that give us metaphysical instructions for the expansion of our own consciousness. From the Old Testament all the way through the New Testament, it's a journey of the unfolding of our consciousness. One of the most powerful examples that we're going to use this morning is the miracle of Jesus walking on the water. On the surface, it's a story about defying physics. But metaphysically, it's a story about defying our perception of reality. It's a perfect allegory for developing a miracle-mindedness. So let's set the scene. The disciples are in a boat on the Sea of Galilee when a storm arises, and they're being battered about by the stormy waves. The wind is howling all around them, pushing up against them. They are afraid. They're struggling, and they're feeling quite lonely and scared. This isn't just a story about the storm of the Sea of Galilee. This is the story of our lives when we hit a rough patch, right? The boat is our current situation, our body, our life. The storm is the chaos, the financial worry, the health scare, the relationship problem, the anxiety about the future. The wind against them is the pressure, that feeling that the universe itself is somehow against us or opposing us. James and I have had on a number of occasions people say to us that they feel like the universe is against me. The universe is just against me. And maybe you felt that way before. So in the midst of this, they see a figure out on the water walking towards them. And it's Jesus walking on the very thing that's terrifying them, the water. Metaphysically, water represents the emotional, subconscious, and shifting nature of life. It's the realm of feeling, of flux, of the unknown depths of our own psyche. So do you have a stormy sea in your life right now? Maybe it's a sea of financial insecurity, a sea of grief, a sea of relationship turmoil. Most of us have been there. Walking on the water, then, is the ultimate symbol of mastery over our circumstances rather than allowing ourselves to be submerged by them. Take a breath. It represents a consciousness that's so rooted in the awareness of divine presence, so filled with faith and peace, that it's not overcome by the turbulent emotions and changing conditions of the world. Have you noticed that the conditions of the world change a lot? Right? So in the story, Jesus, this is interesting, Jesus doesn't still the storm first and then walk. He walks in the midst of it. The miracle isn't the absence of the storm. The miracle is the peace demonstrated within the storm. The birds, when it is storming outside, hunker down in their nests, and if they have babies or eggs, they hunker down over those babies and eggs, and they're in the peaceful nest while everything storms around them. Then we have Peter. Oh, brave, impulsive Peter. And he says, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. And Jesus said, come on. So Peter gets out of the boat and he walks. He does it. For a moment, he is seeing with miracle-mindedness. His faith, his focus is on the Christ presence, the Christ right in front of him. And this allows him to transcend the laws of fear and limitation. But then what happens? Do you remember the story? Scripture says, but when he noticed the strong wind, he became frightened. And beginning to sink, he cried out, Lord, save me. I've done that too. Lord, save me. He took his eyes off the principle and looked back at the problem. He shifted his focus from divine love to impending doom. How many of us have been doom scrolling these days? He switched from faith to fear. and immediately he began to sink. It's important for us to understand that this isn't a punishment. It's not God is out to get me. It's not I'm not being supported by the universe. It's a universal law. What we focus on expands, and where we place our attention is where we place our power. We can place that attention on presence, or we can place that attention on problem. Jesus immediately reaches out and catches him saying, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" This is a crucial question for us. Why did you doubt? Oh, why do we doubt the ultimate goodness of the universe when we hit a rough patch? Why do we doubt our own strength? Why do we doubt that the same power that created the galaxy is holding us up? Why do we doubt that we're not going to be okay when we've been in this same position tens of times before? The story ends with Jesus and Peter getting into the boat, and then the wind ceases. The inner peace precedes the outer calm. And when we reclaim our miracle-mindedness, when we keep our eyes on the indwelling Christ, the God presence within, the storms in our lives may not always disappear instantly, but our experience of them transforms. We find a peace that passes understanding right in the middle of the chaos. We walk on water. Take a breath. So how do we do this in our daily lives? Well, how do we keep our eyes on the principle and not the problem? We practice what I'm going to call this morning sacred attention. This is what writer Anai Nin famously observed when she said, "We don't see things as they are. We see them as we are." Our perception is a projection of our inner state. So when we choose to pay sacred attention, when we cultivate a state of wonder within, the world outside of us cannot help but reflect that back to us as a miracle. When we pay that kind of attention, the whole world begins to shimmer with holiness. Everything becomes sacred. We are performing the miracle of right thinking. As Fillmore said, to change your world, you must change your idea about your world. We change our idea by choosing to see the sacred concept in everything. Not just this little thing over here, in everything. Oh. It's stopping the mental the mental chatter, the monkey mind, as we were calling it the other evening, the mental chatter for just a moment to truly see something. So, look at this rock. It's not just a gray or white thing. It's a story. It's a piece of a mountain that's been worn down by millennia of wind and water. It contains minerals forged in the heart of ancient stars that exploded before our solar system was even born. When you hold that, you're holding a piece of stardust. You're holding a piece of eternity. It is a perfect, unique creation, and there is no other rock on this planet anywhere in the entire universe that looks like that rock, that has the makeup of that rock. When we pay that kind of attention, the line between the ordinary and the sacred evaporates. The Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh taught this beautifully. He would say that when we wash dishes, we should only be washing the dishes. How many of us wash the dishes with our mind somewhere else? We should feel the warm water on our hands. We should see the shine of the soap bubbles. We should be completely present with the dish and with the process of the washing of the dish. The miracle is here now. He said the miracle is not to walk on water. The miracle is to walk on the green earth in the present moment. That's the miracle, in the now. So why is it so hard? Why is it so hard for us to do this? It's because we're all on automatic pilot. Every single person in here, I would dare say, has driven home from work or driven on their way to somewhere and suddenly realized that they have absolutely no memory of how they got there. Anybody not experienced that? I didn't think so. If you haven't experienced it, you're not driving yet. The mind is somewhere else. It's replaying an argument. It's worrying about a bill. It's wondering what you're going to have for dinner. For James, it's always wondering about what you're going to have for dinner. We live our lives this way. We're so busy thinking about the past or the future that we completely miss the beautiful present, which is the only place where life is actually happening. The only place where miracles occur. So this isn't just a nice idea, it's a practice that transforms our lives from the inside out. When we choose to see the ordinary, hi guys, I've been completely ignoring you over there. When we choose to see the ordinary as sacred, three things happen. First, gratitude becomes automatic. It's hard to be angry or anxious when you're truly marveling at the miracle of your beating heart or the complexity of your eyes that allows you to see color, or the incredible fact that you are alive, conscious, and able to experience this moment. You are here right now, present in this moment. What a miracle. What a miracle. Secondly, we feel connected. Seeing the sacred in a tree, an animal, or a stranger reminds us that we're not separate. We're part of one beautiful, interconnected whole. And when we feel that, loneliness disappears. And then thirdly, we recognize our own sacredness. If a simple glass of water is a profound miracle, what does that make you? Let me repeat that. If a simple glass of water is a miracle, and a profound one at that, what does that make you? The most complex, creative, conscious expression of life that we know of. You are a walking, talking, breathing miracle. Even this silly thing here, the iPhone, the smartphone, it's often seen as a distraction, but it's a miracle. It contains the collected knowledge of humanity. Right here in this little thing is the collected knowledge of humanity. Can you remember a time when you didn't have a Google and you needed to find the answer to something? and you went to the bookshelf and you looked for the correct letter on the spine of the encyclopedia to find out which volume of the massive numbers of volumes that you needed to get the answer, right? It's all right here. It's all right here. You got a question? It's right here. I can access the wisdom of the ages, see a live video of my granddaughter who lives in another state, or listen to music from literally every culture on the earth with a simple swipe of my finger. Wow. It's a tool of connection. The problem isn't the phone, it's whether we use it consciously or not. We use it, or it uses us. So my invitation to you this week is to become a miracle, I wanted to say a miracle hunter, but you really don't have to hunt for the miracles since they're all around you. I would say become a miracle noticer. A noticer. Marvel at the fact that that tomato that you're cutting for your salad has a seed in it, and that seed knows exactly how to become a tomato. Why does it not become an ear of corn? It knows exactly how to become a tomato. Look into the eyes of a loved one and see the infinite universe looking back at you. Let your life be the answer to the question that Mary Oliver ended that poem with. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Will you spend it dragging the weight of the past, or will you spend it in awe and wonder? The sacred isn't hiding, it's in plain sight. It's the extraordinary in the ordinary, the sacred in the simple, and the miracle in the mundane. It's in the water we drink, the air we breathe, and the ground beneath our feet. I
invite you to just get still, as still as you can be in this moment. There's something precious and sacred that exists right here, right now, in this present moment. The stillness is here. It's within you. It's within every living thing. It's in the water. It's in the rock. It's in the stardust. It's in the soil. It's in your heart. And so as you shift from the outer world of form and circumstance into that beautiful, safe, aware space of stillness and peace and quiet. There have been studies that have been done about sitting in the quiet and in the silence and in meditation and being still. And many times the body will begin to respond and begin to heal itself because the pressure and the stress has been relieved. The fear has been set aside. The confusion has dissipated. And in that moment, there's a divine connection. And we begin to experience the miracle of healing and health and wholeness and well-being, which is what we all desire. And the beautiful truth is it's already there. It's already here. It's already now. In the stillness comes that small voice, that still voice that speaks to us and says, you are more than your physical body. You are a beautiful, awesome, spiritual being with great potential. That's who we are. That small, still voice sometimes will speak up and give us a sense of what we need to do in the moment concerning a question that we have, concerning something that's going on in our lives. It's just being there in that stillness, in that quiet. So we're going to pray in just a moment, but before we do, I want to invite you into the stillness to just be for just a moment in the quiet. And so now, I invite you to remember this feeling. Remember the stillness. Remember this talk that you heard today that puts you in touch with the miracle-working power of divinity. As Leah said, to be that noticer, to notice the miracles all around. And one miracle begets another and another and another. And so if there's someone that you would like to hold in this space this morning in prayer, I invite you to whisper their name aloud at this time. And I want you to imagine them sitting there with you, whoever they are. And just extend your love to them right now. Feel yourself blessing them, appreciating them. Surround them with your prayers, affirming their highest good, affirming their well-being, affirming the truth, that spiritual truth that is so real when we experience it. So that whatever is going on now, we see wholeness and well-being, prosperity, and joy. We see the resolving of conditions of the mind into peace, into peace. We hold our world and our nation here in this moment in love and in light and in peace. And we reach out to all beings everywhere. Just imagine yourself holding hands with all the people across this planet, holding hands together in love and solidarity and unity and oneness and healing and power and peace. We envision it, we see it, and we live it. And we're so grateful. We're so thankful. And this morning as you leave this place, may you have all that you need. And may you experience whatever you need when you need it. In love and in peace. So we take this moment now just to say thank you. We are so grateful. And so it is. Amen. All right, take a breath and bring your awareness back into the room, alert, awake. Oh, you don't have to. You can stay there. That's all right. How many have enjoyed our band this morning? I want to thank Ed for playing the drums today. What a good. And that's Gavin right there on the right. And that's Gunnar. That's Chris. And that's Leah. And so we're going to do one final one. Is that all right with you? The Buddha said there's before enlightenment there is chop that wood, carry that water. After enlightenment is chop that wood, carry that water. So here we go. Told me to look for the good, to look for the good in everyone that you meet. Mama told me to give thanks to the Lord. You got two hands and you got 2 feet, so chop that wood, carry that water till the well runs dry. Chop that wood, carry that water till the well runs dry. Mama told me to be careful what you do, 'cause everything you do is coming back to you. Mama told me if you want good friends, all you gotta do is just be a good friend. So chop that wood, carry that water till the well runs dry. Chop that wood, carry that water till the well runs dry. Die, all I want them to say, chop wood, carry water every day.